you are. I see you.
Alright, so welcome to my tutorial video on how to make a really cheap turret. Step 1 is to start with a really small flashlight that I kind of randomly found on my desk. I, as you can see, painted the inside and the light bulb with a red Prismacolor marker to give it the red glowy look that a turret's eye has. The next step was to go to the dollar store and get a foamy football and cut it right down the center. As you can see here, even cut, so both sides are even. Next thing we're going to do is place the flashlight on the inside between the two pieces and make sure we have a little hole so the flashlight sits in there properly, so both sides close around it. Next step, as you can see here, is to cut out the side panels where the turret's arms protrude. Cut it straight through both sides, so it's a little fat, so we cut it down to size, as you can see here, so it's not that fat. And make sure the extra foam that we cut off from the handle goes back inside the main part of the turret. Next step is to kind of measure. Here you can see it's starting to look like a turret. Measure how and where we're going to place things. This is a small camera tripod that I will be using for the turret legs. Here is just a picture of giving each part a glossy white coat of acrylic paint. These are some of the tools that I did and did not use. The majority of the ones that I did use were a large straw from Burger King that I cut into 2 even pieces, and more even pieces of smaller straws. They were originally bendy straws. I cut off the bendy part. Here you can see I used 2 pieces of straw for 1 larger straw. This is 3 pieces of postcards that I'm going to be using for the white part on the turret legs. Just plain white postcard, no painting needed. Here you can see the turret's starting to get its format shape. I have hot glued everything in there so that it stands up and is actually starting to look like a turret. This is a unbent paper clip used for the turret's antenna that I hot glued right there on the top of the football there. And so this is what it looks like now. Everything's hot glued in there. The next step is to take the fat straw and shove it through the foam there. This is going to be kind of like an axle for how the arms are supposed to move. They don't slide in and out, but they do turn, so you can fire at you. This is just an estimate of where the arms are going to go. The smaller straw I painted black and hot glued onto one of the arms, slid it right through the big straw, and hot glued the other arm onto the other side. Here are 4 smaller pieces of the larger straw that I cut and painted silver to use for the bullet portions on the inside. You can't really see them, but they are there. And once everything was super glued together, I just turned the light on, and this was the result. Really cheap, $1 and some findings, and he looks great, don't you agree? So, great to have at your front door. Turn the light on and scare the crap out of other portal people. So, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial video on how I made a really cheap version of a turret. The next time, we will try to get some animatronics in there. See you next time, and thanks for watching.
I see you. I blame myself. Your business is appreciated. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.